The stock market is making all-time highs seemingly every other day. Many names feel overextended. Many in the stock market feel like all of their positions are either in one or two sectors, which means as they go up farther and farther, it feels like if there was a risk of a pullback, you would be in a major risk. Well, you would be right. But the good news is there is a corner of the market setting up to be what I believe is going to be a big push in the second wind of this bull market. Now, in the next couple of months, I think these two ticker symbols will completely retransform the way that we think about tankers and the transportation of oil. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what that is, why I think these two positions are extremely undervalued, and the two stocks I'm actually buying right now to take advantage of it. And the good news is as well is that most of these are absolutely dirt cheap. We're talking like $2.5, $3 a share. A lot of you guys that watch my video complain, hey, these are a little bit too expensive a position. So I got you. I hear you. If you have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 portfolio, or if you have a $200,000 portfolio and you just have a little bit of capital left over, then this is the video for you. Now, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to the video. I'd really appreciate it. It helps boost up the video. I really appreciate you being here and I look forward to walking you through these positions. So to first understand the context on why I'm talking about these positions, we first have to look at why the US shipping industry is overlooked as an opportunity in a record high market. So while tech and AI dominate the headlines, one undervalued sector is quietly setting up for a major move. And the catalyst is geopolitical, structural, and long lasting, which is important for your portfolio. So right now it might look like this. You're investing in the S&P, you're investing in the tech sector, AI is absolutely booming, so you want to be in those positions. And then US shipping is like all the way down here. Energy is a little bit higher, and then industrials is a little bit over here. Okay, mostly if you look at your portfolio, it's mostly just these three or even just the tech and AI sectors, which is fine. But when there's a pullback, you have to understand what goes up must come down, and there's different fluctuations. So as these positions maybe have a correction over the next 9 months, which is normal, then you could take advantage of what's happening with the US shipping as well as industrial side with energy. So to look at this further, you have to understand what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. So the Strait of Hormuz is a checkpoint that changes everything, quite literally. Pull it up on the map here. This is the Strait of Hormuz. Now, unless you've been literally living under a rock the past couple months, you probably know this and you've probably heard of it. This is where 20% of the oil actually flows out of. And it flows to countries in Asia, Japan, Thailand, India, China, Taiwan, all these different countries. Now, the reason why this is important is this. Roughly 20% flows through there, and it's a very narrow waterway between Iran, the UAE, and recent geopolitical friction, which you might have heard of between the US and Iran. So just recently, Iran obviously put a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, and they were planting sea mines, and the US came in and said, nope, they tried to stop it, and then they actually ended up blockading it themselves to stop different ships from Iran from coming through. This is essentially the allocation of the world's oil. So it's a little bit easier for you to actually visualize. So this is the Strait of Hormuz. We have other Gulf routes that they take around, around here, around Cuba, Puerto Rico, Venezuela. And then we have North Sea Atlantic routes, which covers 22% of the oil flow. We have Trans-Siberian Pipeline, West Africa, which is like Nigeria. And then we also have other routes. Okay, so as you can see, there's a decently diversified 6 routes that actually flow oil through the world. That's very important, especially for countries that are massive importers of oil, to have consistency, which is really the main topic here on why I think these next two positions I'm going to walk through are massive for your portfolio. Because 20% of the Strait of oil coming from the Strait of Hormuz is a big cut, especially if it's volatile for countries to receive oil. Now, this is a chart that I made with Asia's oil dependency, so you understand very clearly. The nations most at risk, if there's a closure of the Strait of Hormuz, or if there's even like a risk of oil not coming through from the UAE, these are the countries that are most exposed. Number one is Japan. They have 88% of the crude oil from the Strait of Hormuz region. 88%. So when the tap stops flowing through the Strait of Hormuz, their economy basically stops. Then we have South Korea, obviously right near Japan, 75%. Taiwan, heavily dependent on the oil coming from Strait of Hormuz as well. 70%, India, 60% of crude oil, China, 40%, Thailand, 45%, and Philippines, 35%. So most of these countries are in the Asian and South Asian region right here. So the oil basically comes out of the Strait of Hormuz, it comes around here, and then through into all these different nations and countries. Now, where are other places that oil could come from if it wasn't for the Strait of Hormuz? Oil could come from Australia. It can come from West Africa here. Now, there's a little bit of a longer journey. It could also come from the US. It can come from Venezuela. And it can also come from in South America and Brazil. Those are the main exporters of oil. Now, Now that we know where oil comes from, the different pie charts, you have to understand the different cost of the barrels of oil to understand why this matters so much. Because depending on where you get it from the world, they're actually pretty similar in terms of cost per barrel. And let me show you what I mean. The Middle East, the average cost per barrel, so right now at the time of me recording this video, is $82 a barrel. The estimated cost per barrel in the US Gulf is 85, 84 in Brazil, South America, West Africa 83, and then 86 from Australia. So all very, very similar. So the question then becomes, why would you put 88% of your economy or 75% or 70 or 60% on the risk that you won't receive oil for a month, 2 months, 3 months, if there's ever another conflict, which the chances of that are very high. And so that is the question. What will happen if that, oil doesn't flow through? And then we look at the cost per barrel and you're like, well, the cost per barrel is actually very, very similar between different countries and exporters. So this is the question. Why wouldn't you just do a long-term agreement with one of these other 5 sectors? Okay. You can do it from Australia. You can do it Brazil, US Gulf, West Africa. Why would you put your whole economy on the Middle East when it's super freaking volatile? And that's the question that people are asking right now, especially the heads in these countries. So where will the oil actually be rerouted? So based on available export capacity and geopolitical alignment, the 10 nations most at risk likely to diversify towards 4 primary alternative sources, all of which require significantly longer shipping routes. So there is longer shipping routes. That's fine. That can be combated. And you're only paying an extra $1 or 2 for the price of the oil. But you can rely on it when you need it. You can rely on those shipments to keep your economy running. Oil literally keeps the economy running. Energy infrastructure, military, defense, factories, homes, anything that we rely on needs oil. So the United States is actually positioned as the single largest beneficiary of rerouting trend. The US crude exports are already at record high. A demand from Asia will only accelerate that trajectory, directly benefiting US-linked shipping operators, which is obviously what we're discussing today. So longer routes equal more revenue for the critical insight. When oil reroutes from the Middle East to alternative sources, the shipping distances increase dramatically. More miles traveled means more ship days consumed, which tightens tanker supply and drives rates higher. Obviously, just a supply-demand curve. So Saudi Arabia to Japan is about 18 days. The US coast to Japan is about 42 days, so it's substantially longer, about 2.5 times longer. Brazil, 38 days, West Africa, 22 days, and Australia and LNG, 12 days. Because the US has the supply, especially coming from Canada as well, lots and lots of oil reserves there, you're able to see really quickly, wow, 42 days at sea, this would really, really cost a lot more money to ship it over, but it's that consistency that the countries can rely on. And that's why I think these companies are positioned at really a great place to actually take advantage of the rates on shipping costs. Currently, the United States now produces more oil than it consumes and is exporting record volumes. This is the supply side fuel of the shipping opportunity. The pipeline is full. The demand for ships to move is set to surge, and there's not as many ships that we actually need. So this is just a graph over the past few years since 2018, all the way up to 2024, the actual US crude exports. So as you can see, we have a lot more as we build up to the year. So that leads me to stock number 1, which is Diana Shipping, which is DSX. Currently, it's extremely cheap at $2.50 a share. The ticker symbol of this is DSX. And at just $2.50 a share, it offers asymmetric upside with a clearly defined technical setup. A strong January surge of 50%, followed by orderly consolidation between the 20 to 50-day moving averages, a classic pre-breakout base formation. Now, by the way, before we look at the stock analysis, if any of this sounds confusing to you and you actually want to learn how I trade and how I find these positions before they break out, I launched my first masterclass workshop that I will be doing live with you and my other students on July 11th. That's right, July 11th, we're going to be going live for 90 minutes and I'm going to be teaching you exactly how I find these positions, make money in any different market, the indicators that I use, and I'm also going to host a 60-minute live Q&A. So if you want to attend live, we do have limited spots. Go down below in the first link in the description, click on it and book your ticket for July 11th. Once the tickets sell out, there are no more tickets. There's a max capacity. So I want to make sure every single person at the workshop gets the most amount of information on what to do to capitalize on this bull market and prepare for the next downturn and correction. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead, click the link down below. Book your ticket for the workshop. It's only $49 for the full workshop. And most people have said this is the best $49 they've ever spent. So I'm trying to make it super available for you guys to get this information and access to me, knowing how I actually see and go through these trades. So if you like that, go down below, click the link, book your ticket now, and we'll see you on the inside. But with that being said, let's go ahead and keep going with this. Now that we've seen an absolutely amazing gain in this stock, especially since January of 2026. I mean, look at the gains here. If we look at just how much it's gone up, going up over 56%, a little bit more, near 60% growth. And not just that, it held levels and really consolidated heavily before having another run up. With that being said, this position is an absolute buy right now for me. I'm buying every single dollar I can. And the reason why is when we set this base, you see it actually tested the resistance level. It broke through and then it came back and this established the new support. Now, as we see more consolidation, I think this is going to be an absolute banger to hold in your portfolio. So definitely do not sleep on this. Heavy consolidation. And like we just discussed, as we have more shipping needs from the US, from the Gulf, all the way to these Asian countries, we are going to see an explosion in this stock to, I think, even $3.50, $4. Next up is stock number 2, which is TK Tankers, ticker TNK. TK Tankers is a pure play crude oil tanker operator. Exactly the type of company that benefits most from longer routes and higher day rates. After a massive January up over 60%, the stock has spent 3 months consolidating above its 50-day moving average and building a tight base near $75. Just like the past stock we saw, very, very similar. And if we want to look at this one here, I mean, look at the growth on this. Even on the RSI, we're kind of in the middle of the RSI, so not too oversold, not too overbought, but just right. I think this position is going to consolidate around this level, maybe come down to this support here, as you can see, and then really start squeezing upwards. I mean, even just over the past couple months since April. And as you can see on the 10-minute chart, if you just look at the past little bit, really consolidating very, very heavily. And I think if you have a little bit more money to spend and invest, this one is obviously a little bit more, but an equally good opportunity to really capitalize on what's about to happen with the surge of oil. So just to recap, guys, here is my trade summary. So it's DSX versus TNK. Obviously, DSX is quite a bit cheaper at around $200 at $2.50. And then TK Tankers is a little bit more around 75. But if you want to get in Diana shipping, entry price around $250, set a stop loss. I'd say risk maybe 6 to 8%, but it's going to have a little bit of fluctuations as every stock does, but ultimately rise over time because there's just simply not enough tankers. I hope this makes sense. Like, this is super exciting. My primary target is around $3.20. Do I think it can get to $3.50, $4? Absolutely. We just need more buy-in from the market. Now, this is an early thesis point, so the news isn't grappling this stuff. So it's very early on the thesis. A lot of people are still against a lot of this sector, and this is exactly why it's a great time to form a thesis. My extended target, upside 40%. TK Tankers, entry price would be $75. Stop loss around 70, maybe even 68 as we consolidate in that range. My primary target is $84 and the upside target 12%. Extended target around 27%. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below. And again, I launched my very first workshop that's $49 for your tickets happening July 11th. It's going to cover exactly how to find these positions, how to make money in a bull market as well as a bear market, and ultimately the indicators that I use to stay safe and learn how to retire early with the stock market. So if that interests you, go ahead. I have early bird pricing right now. It's $49. Go save your ticket right down below. It's in the first link in the description. We'll see you guys in the next one.